Hey y'all. So Jessica here. Um just wanted to jump on, like, if y'all know me, I don't do the whole live thing. I don't do um I'm never really like super excited to jump on in front of the camera. So, you know, forgive me if I'm unaccustomed to this whole thing and how this whole live universe works. Oh, I got like three people on. Yay, hi y'all. Y'all just bear with me. I wanted to jump on today and just kind of be very transparent. Um, so small business ownership is it's a doozy, y'all. It's not for everybody. And, especially with the economy we're dealing with right now and the year we just survived, if you are still standing as a small business owner, man, like, just I applaud you. Like, we're still here. Um, and that's an achievement in itself. So I want to start there. Um, but just for those of you who don't necessarily know our story, my husband and we own a natural cleaning product line, and we are full-time small business owners. We don't have other sources of income. We are full-time in this business. So that in and of itself is a little terrifying, like all the time terrifying. And if you are a small business owner, I'm sure you get it. It's a day to day, sometimes hour by hour type of thing. Definitely week to week, month to month, but sometimes even, like I said, day by day, hour by hour. And to add to that, my husband, Rob, who is really the brain behind the product, he is the chemist, and he had knee surgery back in November. And if you are familiar with our health care system, I don't want to get banned. I don't want to, I'll leave. If you are familiar with our healthcare system, then you kind of understand where this is going, and you can imagine how difficult the whole experience was. He tore his patella tendon in October. Um, Oddly enough, he was racing our three daughters, in an effort to prove to them that he was not an old man. And then, 2 seconds later, he fell and tore his patella tendon, thus proving, their point that he was an old man. So, but, fast forward, it takes about a month before he's able to get in to have the surgery that he needs to repair the tendon. And in that month's time, we were going back and forth with our insurance company. As small business owners, insurance is always a tough thing to navigate because you need it and you should have it. But when you're trying to decide between buying supplies for your business or growing your business with, maybe paying, for marketing or whatever it is, you really have to think about how you spend your money. And we've always had insurance. But we discovered that we did not have the correct type of insurance to pay for the surgery he needed. So we had to upgrade, which, cost more monthly. And then he was able to have the surgery. So, month passes in between, and now he's in recovery. Surgery was successful. We're very grateful that he, made it through safely. He's recovering nicely and, on track to full recovery. But in that process, like I said, he's the guy that makes everything. He's the guy that produces our product with his bare hands. And we're partners, him and I. We're partners in marriage, we're partners in parenting, and we're partners in business. And immediately you go from two people working at, 110% usually to, one guy being down. And if you know us, we sell primarily at farmers markets on the weekend. We obviously sell online. We had a storefront at the time, because we had a laundry service, but since then our lease ended. So we had already decided to close our laundry service because the product was our primary source of income. But just in the in the midst of all those things happening, he goes down. And y'all, I cannot begin to describe how hard the last few months have been. Oh, I did not tend to jump on live and start all this. But it's been very hard. And, you know, we had some amazing, amazing support from our family, from our friends, from a small business community. Perfect strangers stepped up to help us out at farmers markets. I gotta give a huge shout out to Brianna. She reached out to us in the midst of all this stuff and offered to, you know, take on the markets that Rob wasn't able to participate in anymore because he's, you know, with a brace and on crutches, can't drive, can't walk, can't lift anything over 20 pounds, you know. And she did a great job for us. You know, she worked with us for a few months and, you know, we knew going in that it wasn't going to be a long-term thing. She has since moved back home with her family. And, you know, she really helped us out through that the toughest thick of it, you know. And we also had a lot of support market managers who, you know, really took our family in and showed us so much compassion and empathy, and other small business owners who jumped in and offered to help and, you know, doing whatever they can to help us through it. And it's been an eye-opening experience to kind of go through all of this, mainly behind closed doors, because Rob and I are just kind of quiet by nature. We don't tend to share a lot of our private struggles or, victories for that matter. We just we go day to day. We put our heads down and we work. And that's kind of our MO. So when things get hard and dark and challenging, you know, usually no one knows. No one knows. No one knows how big of an adjustment this really was for us financially, emotionally, physically. You know, like, I am not a stranger to hard work. I've always been a hard worker, but, you know, taking on more of the load while he's been recovering has definitely taken its toll on me physically. And I know on him as well, you know, mentally, to not be in a space where he can physically do all the things, you know. And I know that's so frustrating for him because if you know Rob, he's just a worker. He works his ass off, and I don't know if I can curse on live, but I just did. So there you go. So it's just been hard. And I won't harp on that, but the point of all of it is that this past year, 2023, was extremely difficult on the average person. So if you were a 2-income household, you know, both people working, and you're bringing in, you know, your regular salaries, this year, 2023, I keep saying this year, 2023 was hard. You know, prices on everything have skyrocketed. Gas has gone up. Everything, you name it. So imagine, you know, the impact that it had on people that are out here trying to grow a business. And we don't have the massive buy-in power of these bigger corporations where, you know, we can offer our products at these prices that they offer their stuff at because they're buying millions of units at a time. You know, we're purchasing maybe 100 units at a time, you know, maybe more if you're doing better. But the reality is that it really hit small business owners, I think, the hardest. And I think I was talking to one of our small business friends just yesterday, and we were just talking about how it feels like people don't necessarily fully understand the struggle of small business owners and how hard it is. You know, we don't want to raise prices because if we do, that might have a negative impact on our business. But at the same time, our costs have gone up. Our ingredients that we use to make our products have gone up. Shipping has gone up. Everything's gone up. And we're still trying to compete with the bigger corporations and offer our stuff at a reasonable price, but also still make a profit so that we can pay our mortgage. We can, you know, pay our insurance, which, you know, just said was very important. We have 3 kids. You know, we have 3 daughters, 13, 11, and 9, almost 10. She'll be 10 in a few days. She won't let me forget that. But, you know, all the expenses that come with that, we have to buy groceries. We have to live, you know, and we don't live a lavish lifestyle, like we are probably the most basic folks. Like, we don't do it big. We're not on here flexing for Instagram or for anything else. Like we work and we take care of our family, and we're trying to do this the right way. And so it's just been hard. And I mean, I guess that's kind of the moral of this whole rant, was just to share like the side of small business ownership that is sometimes not really shown, because everybody loves to show, when an influencer picks up something for you and posts it, and you're like, oh my God, and you get the sales and you get all this publicity and it's amazing, and you're at the markets and, you're selling and you got all that, the good side, and that definitely is a part of it. It's not that stuff doesn't happen, and that's awesome. Like, that's why we do this. But there's another side of it, and there's the everyday side of it, the families behind the business, the kids, the relationships, being in business with your spouse, if any of you are in business with your spouse, that's a whole nother layer. So I don't know. I just think if you are a friend or a family member or a customer of a small business, just think about them. Like, really think about them. Really take a moment to understand what they do, and the unique struggle, on top of everything that the world is facing. That's an added layer, added level of difficulty when you're a small business owner, especially here in Houston. The weather, the weather here in Houston the last few months has been so terrible. I mean, specifically on the weekends, which is crazy. Like Monday through Friday's been great, beautiful weather. And then Saturday, Sunday, we've either had freeze, it's either frozen or we're in a freaking puddle of water, or it's 100 degrees, or, I mean, it's just, we can't catch a break. So if you are someone who, does farmers markets every weekend, and that's your primary source of income, and you get rained out 3 weekends out of a month, that's a huge loss, and it's tough. And, so, I mean, I really don't know. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about that and just remind people that if you support small businesses, like, you mean the world to us, dude. Like, you have no idea how much it really means. And we really see it. We are at a point where we still know people by name. We still know when we see an order come through, we're like, oh, that's such and such, man. We are able to actually, get face-to-face feedback from people, because we know you. It's us. Us. You've seen our kids. You've watched them grow up. Sydney, my oldest daughter, celebrated her birthday at a market. Like, and the vendors came and saying happy birthday to her. Like, this is our family. This is what we do. Like, we do this for real, and it really means so much to see the support from folks who just continue from, day ones to now. And again, if your family, if your friends, maybe we don't have a product that you necessarily have a need for, or maybe you just prefer a different brand or different, different strokes for different folks. But liking, sharing, commenting, all those things matter. And it's crazy because, celebrities drop stuff, and I mean, likes left and right. And it's like, I'm guilty of it. I love, a good viral post, and everybody wants to share and like it. But it's like, remember the other guys, the guys that are doing this every single day, that are literally making stuff by hand and are putting their blood, sweat, and tears in this stuff, and putting their families on the line to do this. And just, I guess keep that same energy, I guess is what I'm saying. And just think about that, because it really, really matters. And it's so hard, because it's like, you notice the difference. Like, I think I shared something the other day. My daughter started their own like poop scooping business. And so we supported them. We, helping them get that off the ground, and it's something for them to do. If you don't know, we homeschool our kids, so they're home with us all day. So we, do a lot of things to incorporate business ownership and things like that. So them wanting to do that, who's that? The Stain Fighters of Truth. Thanks, Sally. That's probably Chris. I think that's probably Chris that said that. Appreciate that. But the girls started their business, and I mean, the amount of likes and comments and congratulations and oh, that's awesome. I was like, wow, this is really dope. Like there are people out there watching us and rooting for us to win, you know? And I feel really fortunate to have that, you know, and I showed it to the girls and they were so excited. And then I think a day or two later, we shared something about our business, like our business, Rob and I's business, and maybe 5 likes, you know, and it's like, I mean, I get it. Kids are cute. My kids are cute. I mean, everybody thinks their kids are cute, but you know, it's just one of those things like you notice that. You notice the difference. And like I said, it's not necessarily that you have to line up and, you know, order something off the website every week, although that would be awesome. But it's the support. It's the feeling that you have a community behind you that's backing you and rooting for you to win. And, you know, one thing about me and Rob, like, I will share, I will comment because I know the other side of it. I know how it feels to be in the trenches working for something that you are passionate about and hoping that the world loves it and hoping that, you know, people will buy into it and you just get that one break that really, you know, just cracks everything wide open. And so it matters, you know, and like, it's just one of those things like we try to do that and we just, you know, hope that others will feel, you know, will just feel inclined to do the same. You know, we've been able to partner with some amazing businesses. I see Juice is on here. We have some stuff in the works with him. And it's just, I mean, it's a community, it's love, it's camaraderie, it's all of those things. And it's like, I know my small business owners can relate and they can definitely attest to a lot of stuff that, you know, I'm saying. I hope I don't, you know, step on any toes or, you know, piss anybody off, but it's just something that I felt compelled to speak on. And I just hope that, you know, especially with this weekend coming up, like if you're in Houston, if you're local, we're finally going to have some really good weather for once, you know, no rain. It's supposed to not be too hot, too cold. So it's like a great weekend to come out and just, you know, support the small businesses, the local folks, the folks that you know personally. You know their kids, you know their story, you know, how the journey, how all of it is really unfolding, and you can be a part of that at the ground level, you know, before things blow up and then everybody is like, oh, you know, want to ride with you, you know. So I don't know. I think I guess I'm done. I just, you know, I'm rooting for all the small business owners, and I hope if you are a small business owner, I'm rooting for you. I wish you great success. I hope that we can all stick this out. It's been a tough last year. Hopefully 2024 will shape up to be better for everybody. And if you are not a small business owner, I hope this has touched you in a way that will help you, that will encourage you to, you know, just kind of think about small business owners and how you can really, really change somebody's life just with a purchase, a share, a like, a comment, something, you know, and it really does matter. So hope y'all have a good day. Thanks for listening to my rant.